Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Berbahagia Dato Dri Syedal Abidin bin Haji Kasim, Director of University Technology Petronas. My friend Tuan Haji Muhammad Nur Rosli bin Bahrum, the Director of Student Services, UTP. Cik Muhammad Hanif, President of the Student Representative Council of UTP. Cik Muhammad Faris bin Roslan, the Project Manager of TEC 10. Fellow sponsors, distinguished guests, management of UTP, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh, and a very good afternoon. First of all, let us extend praise to Allah, the most gracious and most merciful, for giving us the health and the iman to be here today on a very official, a very good occasion on the TEC 10 anniversary that was held in UTP. Allow me, first of all, to say thank you to Yang Berbahagia, Dato Dri Syedal Abidin, and the organizers for inviting me to be here. It's indeed an honor to be here back in UTP. This is my first visit and a prolonged visit that I promised Cik Juni for a very long time. And driving 2.5 hours from Shah Alam to here, it brings many nostalgia, primarily because I am the product of Petronas. I was a Petronas scholar in the beginning, having given the opportunity to study in America, came back and served my duties in Petronas for about 10 years before I left in 1995. So it gives me great pleasure to be back here and to share with you, particularly people that are about to graduate, and what to expect out there in the market. Now, it would be very wrong for me to stand here and not to talk a little bit about Proton. As you know, perhaps you have read, Proton are celebrating our 25th year anniversary this year. We've been in existence for the last 25 years, and over this journey, we have accumulated a lot of knowledge, a lot of capability, and I think it's about time that we celebrate this in a very big way. Obviously, the challenges today for the company is even more extreme compared to before. Primarily because the overall global economic condition and automotive industry landscape has changed tremendously. As a company, we'll continue to be innovative and re-engineering ourselves to face the challenges. We have made a decision a few years ago that we are not going to be a domestic player anymore. We are expanding our market beyond the borders of Malaysia to about 28 countries today, and the journey still continues. We have decided also as a company that we need to be more innovative in our work culture, and that is why over the last few years we have invested quite a lot of money and time in creating an innovative culture at the company, and at the same time investing in new R&D and technology. So it is going to be an exciting journey for the company, and I hope by us participating in this career fair, we would like to provide an opportunity and a visibility for those of you who perhaps might consider Proton to be the employer of choice. Obviously, within a short period of time here, being in a small booth, it will not do justice to the capability and the knowledge that has in the company. So I urge, or for those of you who are interested to join the company, you can go to the internet, or even better, if you can spare the time, come and visit us in Shah Alam, and I believe there are many opportunities, and I'm sure that you'll be very surprised to see what we have in the company. We are also guilty, and in some extent, of not communicating to the public, particularly of what we have in the company. After being in the company, in the industry for 25 years, we have the ability to design our own cars, the ability to design our engine, and more importantly, we are now selling in 28 countries worldwide. And bear in mind, people might not understand that Proton also own this little company, a British company in the UK called Lotus. And Lotus, as you appreciate, is world-renowned in racing cars, motorsports, and also in high-end engineering. So there's a lot of opportunities that we would like to offer to you, and I hope by our people being here today to explain to you, and we have our electric saga that's been displayed to entice your curiosity, and I hope that interest can translate to job opportunities, and we are more than happy to receive. And this morning I had an opportunity to at least to speak 4 or 5 of the potential candidates. And from what I've seen, I think they are very capable and very enthusiastic potential graduates of UTP. So I would not like to spend a lot of time about selling Proton. I think you should come to the company itself and see for yourself. And inshallah, we're more than happy to entertain and to give you a good perspective about the journey going forwards. And I must assure you that the journey is going to be very exciting. At the same time, it's going to be very challenging, but I think it's going to give you a lot of satisfaction for you to part of this, transformation that we are going to do in changing the landscape of the automotive industry in Malaysia. Now, I was told that, I'm requested to share some of my experiences and perhaps give you particularly aspiring, employees about what to expect out there in the marketplace. I'm not here to lecture about, what to do. I think, Dr. Zainal and his staff has prepared you well enough from an education perspective. What I would like to do, in the next hour or so, if you don't mind, if you can indulge, is to share some of my own personal experience in going to a journey, coming, from high school to university and coming back where the economic crisis was still ongoing in 1985, 1986. And what I had to go through as a person in the perspective of the preparedness when I was studying in America for the 4 years. We all realize today that the demand of the world has changed. As Timon Faris has said just now, the global condition has changed that demands a much better pedigree of individuals and graduates coming from universities. It's not sufficient anymore that you are par excellent in your academic background. I think you must go beyond your academic capability to demonstrate to your potential employers the true capability of you as a person, as employee, and so on. And I was told by Dr. Zainal that, in UTP, alhamdulillah, a lot of cross, activities has been done to equip yourself and allow UTP for, having that kind of program. It is very important, I must say. I have a son today that has just entered college, and every time I have the opportunity to tell him, it's always not about academic alone. It's about co-curriculum activities, it's about leadership, it's about your own personality. And no matter what has been taught here in UTP or in other universities, I will tell you that it's not going to be enough to assure you success out there in a very open market. So if you allow me, I would like to share some of the experience. And at the end of the little talk, I would like to perhaps channel you some of the attributes that I believe that you should have as potential employees that you should be focusing and to be mindful about as you prepare your next journey of your life in this employment market. Now, when I first came back in 1985, after spending about 5 years in the US, I was just like you, very excited, very enthusiastic in wanting to tell the world that I have graduated, I've got a degree, and time to serve the Malaysian economy in the government or in the private sector. But I was very surprised, obviously, when I came back that, the world or the economy was into a recession. And I was not, even though I was a Petronas scholar, I was not guaranteed of a job. I came and I reported duty in Petronas, and what I was told, there's no more job and you have to go out and look for job opportunities on your own. And there I was, as